Hi, it's Stargirl, the Practical Witch. Welcome to my pick a card reading. Today we're going to find out what your life purpose is, what your life path is, and what you should be doing with your life. So before we get started, as usual, I want you to pick one of the four groups. Group 1 is a Dalmatian Jasper. Group 2 is a Tiger's Eye. Group 3 is a Quartz. And Group 4 is an Amethyst. Please feel free to take your time when looking at the cards. Pause the video if you need to. Alright, let's get started. Group number 1. What is your life purpose? What is your path in life? What are you supposed to do in life? So I got creativity, the Seven of Swords, the Magician, the Shadow Queen, and the Phoenix. Okay, so right away, I feel like you have a master number as your life path number, destiny number. You might have a master number in your numerology chart, so that's 11, 22, or 33. And with that comes great responsibility because you have great power. From the Magician, I can tell you have great manifesting power. Whatever you think and want can become reality. You are someone who can think about what they want and go and get it. You are also a jack of all trades. You're very dangerously charismatic, and this can be really good. This is a great life tool to have. This is a great gift to have. But with that comes the shadow side, the dark side, where you might have a tendency to manipulate people with your charm. You might have a tendency to be able to take advantage of people with your innate charm. So, in a worldly sense, some careers that would be really good for you is a salesman of any type, but also a business owner, because we have that creativity card in here, which makes me feel like you're someone who can be a jack of all trades. If you're someone who can invent a business that will be successful, and it will be successful. You're someone who can literally do whatever it is they want to do because of your natural built-in charisma, which probably comes with the fact that you have a master number or a lot of master numbers within your numerology chart. If you don't know your numerology, I encourage you to go to a numerology calculator and figure it out. They're everywhere online. Just type in destiny number, life path number, and I'm willing to bet you have a master number throughout your numerology chart, which is very rare, but if you pick this, I'm willing to say that this is true. I feel like you're somebody who has lived a lot of lives. You're definitely an older soul, because with this kind of manifesting ability, with this innate charm, with this ability to sort of do whatever you want, be the jack of all trades, like that person who it doesn't matter what they do, they'll be successful, or, they can pull something out of wherever and be successful at it, start their own business. This is something you'd be very good at because you're naturally very sharp, charismatic, you're good at making connections, and I think you're really good at being very innovative, so you would be really good at thinking of your own business. This is definitely not someone who is meant to take charge, or this is not someone who's meant to take orders. This is someone who's meant to influence other people, not by giving orders, but just because you are naturally being yourself and other people want to follow. And with this, you can either take the shadow side of it, where you manipulate, because with the Shadow Queen, we have acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. You can either use this to, manipulate others, gain power over others for selfish reasons or to get money out of people. But if you use this talent in a spiritual way, you could really influence people in a very positive way just by being who you are. You could be a very positive influence because people naturally and automatically want to follow your lead. People naturally are very charmed by you. You're a charmer. I can tell by this. And because of this influence, you could either influence for the people for the bad, for your own gain, for money, for fame, or anything like that, or you can influence people by becoming spiritual and leading people through the right spiritual path. You are not someone who gets defeated. You're someone who picks themselves up from the ashes and arises like this bright, beautiful phoenix. You are someone who is not a defeatist. You are strong. You can land on your feet each time. You remind me of Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind. She was poor, had nothing, she was desolate, and she made a vow to herself. She was like, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be successful. And she doesn't just say it, she does it. You're one of those people. You're someone who can land on their feet no matter what you do. And this comes with the age of your soul, your great manifesting powers. I would say it's likely you're an indigo child. I would say it's likely that you could also have life path number 7, because you might always be conflicted with whether or not you should use your influencing power for like selfish reasons and for bad, or if you should use it for good, because everyone is innately good, everyone innately wants to help people, but instead of using your influencing power to become popular, have followers on Instagram, or like, you know, sell people a bad car, you know, kind of like that dirty salesperson, you could really influence people for the better. You're someone who can lead by example. You would be a great, like a lifestyle vlogger, or like a lifestyle influencer. Just by living life the right way and showing people what you're doing, people will naturally want to follow and copy, because you have this charisma and people naturally look up to you and want to be you. I'd be willing to say that you have a greenish blue aura, because I look at the colors, not just the cards. You might have a purple aura, and bits of orange. I'm also seeing that you could be a Gemini, you could be an Aries, you could be a Sagittarius, you could be a Aquarius. No, I'll take that. I'll take the Aquarius back. I'm not sure on that one, but the Gemini and the Aries, I'm just getting very leadership quality, and not leadership by dictating, leadership by example, but also have the tendency to slip into, you know, the ego and narcissism. Because when people look up to you and admire you and have this power, it is easy to do. That's the way of the world, and no hate. But you could either use this for good or for bad. People naturally look to you. So that's what I think your life path and life purpose is. All right. Let's move on to group number 2, the Tiger's Eye. Let's see what your life path and your life purpose is, what you should be doing with your life. Okay, so we have new beginnings, we have the Swan Queen, we have the Web Weaver, the Empress, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, just from the soft blue color and the Empress and the Knight of Cups, I can tell you're a very empathetic soul. You're someone who really cares about the welfare of others. You're a very sweet person. You're a very nurturing person. I'm almost picking up that you're a newer soul and you haven't been hurt by the ways of the world yet. Very pure souled. So because of the Empress and the Knight of Cups, I think you would make a very good counselor, mother, nurturer, something to do with social work, even though I feel like social work would drain you because you're so pure, and seeing all that ugly in the world might actually hurt your soul. You would be someone really good with plants and animals. You would be someone really good with charity work. I'm also seeing, because you're a sensitive person and very sweet-natured person, you'd make a great poet, or like someone who makes something beautiful. I feel like you're the people in this world, your spiritual purpose is you will lead, you'll show other people how to love, you will show other people how to be by your natural empathy and care for others and your sweet nature. Like, you will make people believe in others again because you're just so pure-hearted. I'm almost seeing, this doesn't mean you have to be, but I'm almost seeing it's part of your life path in this life to have children and to nurture and take care of. But this could also be for animals, saving animals. Everything is just a new experience for you here, and I feel like you're just here to show the world what love should be and how to treat others. I'm almost getting that you could probably be a rainbow child. I'm willing to bet your life path number is 4, or you see 444 a lot. because we have 4 here, 1 plus 3 in numerology is 4, and then we have 44. So I'm willing to bet, you know, your life path is 4, or you have a lot of 4s in your numerology chart. And if you don't know your numerology chart, I recommend, you know, looking up online numerology chart, putting in your name and birthday to really figure it out. I feel like in this life you were meant to sort of have a family and experience that family love, husband, wife love, children love, or just love for your community and love for others around you. I'm just getting like just very a pure soul. You would be really good with social work, but like I said, I feel like it'd be draining. So like a teacher for, you know, younger kids, or like I said, a vet, stay-at-home mom or dad, and you're really in touch with, you know, I feel like you're a very intuitive person, and this might be because you're a young soul, you're still really in touch with the higher vibrational beings. So I'm almost seeing like with the divine intelligence, like you're connected to the angels, so you might be someone who'd be really good at connecting to spirit guides and relaying spirit guide messages. I think you'd make a good psychic because I see a lot of intuition here. You'd be a really good life coach, just something that helps others and brings people up and really puts beauty into the world because there's not enough of it. And we even have intuition on here, intuition and patience. I feel like you're someone who's very patient, so once again, animals and young children would be very good for you. And this is aligned with your life path. It's just showing love, giving love, caring, and just, you don't really seem to have a lot of past karma, a lot of past baggage. That's why I'm willing to bet you're a crystal or rainbow child. And really just keep being the pure soul you are, and just, you know, help those less fortunate. I see that for you, and just really show the world what love can be. I'm feeling like you're someone who probably sees a lot of synchronicity, number synchronicity, especially 444. And, you know, like once again, that's because you're naturally more connected to the higher beings because you're a new soul. And I'm willing to bet you have really bright, big eyes, you know. And your aura to me seems, you know, like a very light blue, light purple, just very light pastel colors. That's all I'm getting right now. Alright, let's go on to group number 3, the quartz. Let's see what your life purpose is, your life path is, what you're supposed to do. So we got love, we have the prison waif, we have the spirit whisper, death, and the tower. Okay, so there's a lot of intense cards going here. I have a feeling automatically that you're probably an indigo child, because from death and the tower, I'm almost seeing like you were meant to go through some hardships and meant to go through some hard times in your life. And I feel like you were supposed to do this because it was supposed to build you up. It was supposed to build your character, make you strong, make you tough. And you know, the most empathetic people have gone through a lot of bad things in their life. The most empathetic people have went through a lot. If you've noticed, some of the kindest people have went through a lot. And I feel like it was your purpose to go through a lot. It was your purpose not to have the perfect life. It was your purpose to be tested in this life, to really develop empathy and love for others. Some people go the wrong route where, because they're like, oh, life treated me so bad, there's the shadow side where they're like, I'm gonna pay everybody back, I'm gonna, you know, do drugs, I'm going to be promiscuous, I'm gonna ruin my life. You know, there is that shadow side some people get when they've been through a tough time, and some people succumb to that. But I don't believe it's your path to do that. Like, even though, you know, life might have thrown you curveballs, even though you might have been through a lot, I feel like it was your path to go through that because you could understand what other people were going through. You know, some of the some of the most kindest people have, like I said, have been through a lot and care the most about others because they know what it's like to feel that low. So, you know, they want to give love to others and make sure others don't feel like that. And I really feel like you're one of those people. I feel like you'll have a tendency to, you know, if you're going on the wrong path, maybe go into the military, not because the military is bad or anything, but because sometimes when people feel lost and they don't know what else to do, they have a tendency to sign up for the military. I see that as well. But I think you would make a really good drug counselor, rehabilitation counselor, social worker, someone who's not afraid to face the low and dirty of the world because they've been there, done that, and they help people who are in that grind pull themselves up like they did. I feel like you're supposed to be, you know, that diamond that's rough around the edges, someone who understands, like when you talk to people going through drug addiction or talk to people going through hard times in their life, you're not giving them advice out of nowhere. You're giving them advice because you've been in that low place and they listen to you and you inspire them to pick themselves up. You're someone who's just not afraid to face the dirty of life because you've been there. And with, like I said, there's a shadow side to this life path. You might have a tendency, if you're not living up to your full potential, to self-sabotage, live in poverty consciousness where life isn't fair, everything's unfair, I don't deserve this, and you might punish yourself even further by living unhealthy. But if you pick yourself up and you become your fullest potential, I see with divine guidance, higher knowing, you're someone who's, like I said, been there, done that, and you can give really good advice. Because, you know, sometimes the world can be alienating. We think everyone has the perfect life. No one's been going through what we've been through, especially with social media, how it is today. And I feel like you're someone who's like, I understand what it's like to go through depression and eating disorder, something awful. And I understand, I'm here for you. You can talk to me. Like, you're just you're the story where people are like, wow, they turned their life around, and I can turn my life around too. So it was almost your path to go through a hard time. Maybe it's depression and eating disorder, something. It was your path to do this so you could be there for others and really like. And when you pick yourself up from someplace that low, it is amazing because you are so much stronger. Like when you come from a low place and you pick yourself up from that, you're so much stronger than anyone will ever know. You're so much stronger than most people. And I feel like you're supposed to be strength. Like you are supposed to get yourself out of this place in life and be strength. And this is like an amazing thing. So if you're someone in that low path where you're succumbing to depression or how life is, pick yourself up. You will be an inspiration to someone else in your place. And I think that's what your life path is. Okay. Let's move on to group number 4, the amethyst. Let's see what your life purpose is, your life path is. So we have glamour, okay? The sacred union, the high lady of love and compassion, we have the world, and we have the 8 of wands. So automatically I can tell you are an older soul. You might have been an indigo in the last life and you're an indigo again in this life, but I'm not really getting the vibe that you're here to rebel or revel in the material world or the worldly things in this life. I feel like you've been there, done that. You're an old wise soul. I'm picking up, you know, life path number 9. I'm picking that up really hard. You're just someone who's lived a lot of lives, and you know you've been there, done that. And I feel like you are someone who is just naturally wise. I think in this life, you are just meant to be a teacher, a leader. I feel like you have a message to share to other people. That's what I'm getting with the 8 of wands in the world. I feel like, you know, unlike the first deck that we put up where, you know, the person has the charisma, but they have a tendency to maybe use it for bad, to get money out of people, or, you know, for their own selfish reason. I feel like you've already done that in the last life. So now you're using your natural leadership abilities, your natural charisma to really just teach others, not being a judging person, just really show people the ways of the world and live. I almost see like spiritual leader. I'm seeing someone who's meant to travel and experience different cultures. I'm seeing someone who's meant to really do something with their life that they truly believe in, something that they're truly passionate about. I feel like the only thing stopping you would be self-doubt. I'm getting a lot of self-doubt. Also, with the glamour, I feel like Okay, so into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. I feel like you have a lot of possibility to be someone very influential, someone who could really change the world and teach about spirituality, but I feel like there might be a lot of doubt there holding you back. I'm also seeing with this, it's your path to meet your twin flame, because we have the sacred union and partnership, and I almost feel like it's your path to go on your twin flame mission in this life. And twin flames are very rare, but because we're going into the age of Aquarius, twin flames are becoming a lot more prevalent, and twin flames aren't just two people who are supposed to be in love. Twin flames are meant to get together and do their twin flame mission, which is a higher spiritual mission. So, you know, in practical terms, you and your significant other might work together and be philanthropists. You might work together to shed the gospel. I don't know if you're a Christian or watching this. You might work together to help the poor. It's just you and somebody else are meant to do something to help the world. And, you know, not just in your community, but the world. I see you as someone who'd be really great going overseas, helping those in need, helping people, you know, after hurricane relief. I just feel like it's your path in life to almost exhibit Christ-like consciousness and really just, you know, be charitable, help others, lead others by your good deeds. You have kindness and compassion. I feel like you're someone who's supposed to travel and go out in the world, not just stay in your little community and help change the world. I'm getting big philanthropist vibes. And, you know, a lot of the time, you know, we have to get a practical job in order to survive, and it doesn't naturally match your soul's purpose. But I feel like a good practical job for you would be like working with older kids, showing them the right way, being that cool teacher. I feel like, you know, a good job would be, you know, paving the way for future generations by inventing something or starting a business that will totally make things easier for future generations or better for future generations. You would be a good coach. Anyone in a position of power, you would be a really good person for that, because you genuinely have a good soul, and it's an old soul, a wise soul, and you have a lot to teach others. I'm just getting heavy teaching vibes, or someone of influence, a spiritual leader, even a therapist, a life coach, just something of that nature. And I'm almost seeing you probably have a violet aura. And I just see you paving the way for a new world just by showing people love and compassion. But unlike the other group where they sort of show love and compassion because they don't know better, they're not a weathered soul, they're a new soul. I feel like you're an old soul, and you're showing people love and compassion not because you don't know any better, but because you know that's the only thing that's going to fix the world. And it's not out of naivety. It's because you've lived so many lives, you've been there, done that, and now you know, okay, I got to pave the way for a better world. I got to show people love. I got to care about those people that nobody care about. You are here to change the world, to be a true humanitarian, and a true leader in the way that you probably think and do differently, and where everyone's doing something else, you're like, no, I gotta do this. This is my mission. And I feel like you're supposed to do this with your twin flame, which is amazing. So this is all I have for you right now. Thank you so much for watching my pick a card reading, and I will see you all later. Bye.